I'm not in any way trying to scare you or make carnivore diet look bad. It's just me telling the truth and being very open, transparent, and realistic about this lifestyle. I feel like I jumped on the carnivore train extremely early. And this was 6.5 years ago. And it was thanks to Dr. Baker and also the timing of my health deteriorating to the point where I was desperate and I literally fell down the rabbit hole hard. It was just the perfect time for me when I was at my lowest. Fast forward to today, 6.5 years in, I am still 100% high fat carnivore, but just a very devoted carnivore eater. There absolutely are negative things about being a carnivore, especially this long. Daily annoyances, to be honest. The first thing is food is no longer the cornerstone and the highlight of my memories anymore. In fact, food is kind of last on the list because I prefer to just eat my high fat carnivore meal before I go to any celebrations or activities that I know will forever be in my memory bank because these are really important moments in my life. I I actually feel like food contributes the least these days. This changes a lot of things and it almost forces me to plan things differently and host celebrations and activities with family differently now. I'm not stuffing my mouth with food and carbs all the time and feeling carb coma after eating. I now crave really intellectually stimulating conversations. And that's what I find to be a great time, a quality date night, is when I get to chat and talk about thought provoking things and have really genuine, awesome conversations that are really deep and connecting. I find that I've had to let go of a lot of friendships. You're not gonna find a lot of people who get you. Hope you guys don't mind Aspen hanging out with us. He truly just loves his cuddle time with his mommy. So he will be sleeping in my lap. I basically live every single day the exact same. Every single day, I start off with the same breakfast. I do the same morning routine. I then move into my work. I then do a workout. I then take a walk with my dogs. I then eat a early dinner and it's usually the same thing. Like this is hard to put into words, but life right now I feel like is not super spontaneous and exciting as life when I was living in New York as an 18-year-old. And this could also just be me maturing, but I do think being a carnivore for the past 6.5 years, eating the same thing, finding my groove, knowing exactly what I need to eat to feel my best and not straying from it, contributed to this whole every single day is the same routine. Every single day, I know what to expect. Family, husband, dogs, carnivore foods only, and getting work done. That's all I value right now. Moving on to my third point, I never thought I would ever say these words. You guys are going to laugh and you guys are going to be like, oh, what a great problem to have. I have so much energy from the moment I wake up to the moment I fall asleep, to the point where I can't fall asleep. I have so much energy. I literally jump out of bed because I have so many things that I want to do that I couldn't get done the day before because there's just not enough hours in the day. And the first thing that I want to do is walk out in the sunshine. Here in Vegas, we have sunshine. It's 90 degrees. And I take my dogs out first thing in the morning, 6:30 a.m. I'm out to the park, barefoot walking, grounding, getting it done, getting the sunlight on my skin, in my eyes, getting in my steps, playing with the dogs. I come home, I do my morning routine, I eat the same breakfast, and I get to work. I work out, and somehow, after a grueling workout, I have even more energy after the workout to the point where by the time it's like 9 p.m., I have my red blue blockers on, red light bulbs in my bedroom, and yet I could literally walk out of bed and work another 3 to 4 hours. So some days I actually have my breakfast, I have my early dinner, and I literally cannot fall asleep until I eat a high fat late dinner to literally put myself and force myself to sleep. And this is probably just a hack that someone like me, 6.5 years in, can really get away with because to any normal carnivore, new or advanced, I would not recommend late night eating. It just can disrupt hormone regulation and your sleep. But for me, because my energy is so through the roof and so potent and strong, I do have to eat something extremely fatty and dense to put me to sleep. So I'll have anywhere from 8 to 12 eggs. That's right, 8 to 12 eggs cooked in like 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter. I down that whole thing and I am out like a light. It's so much energy that sometimes it's like overwhelming. I cannot sit down. I have to be standing. I'm always fidgeting. I'm just always moving. Like there's just so much energy. I have to do something with my body. Seeing my husband sometimes struggle with his energy levels, sometimes have joint pain after the gym because he ate a cheat meal and he still has his cheat meals. He eats whatever he wants, 10% of his diet these days, and then 90% he is fully animal based. And animal based is not the same as carnivore to me. Animal based is you have mostly meat, but then you also have salads, fruits, veggies, raw honey. You have many more options as an animal based eater. I do very acutely see his energy dips exactly at the same time every single day. It's usually around 2 p.m. He has a lull. And then usually at nighttime, he starts having his late night munchies. These types of things that truly remind me of my past life and how I used to live life, where I would have my lull and I would literally need afternoon naps. You know, it just it just makes me realize how different life is now, 6.5 years into a carnivore diet. The fourth thing is I poop only once a week. I never poop more than once a week now. Year 5, year 4, I would consistently poop twice a week. And now, 6 years in, I only poop once a week. This is something that not to myself is a negative, but to the entire world watching, it is the biggest negative they can think of. And trust me, I get judged for it. I get criticized for it. I get hated on for it. And yet I still choose to openly talk about it because I feel like it's just more data that I can share. I don't think there are a lot of 6.5 year carnivores who post regularly about their carnivore life online. And if you know anyone, let me know. I already know all of them: Kelly Hogan, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Barry. I enjoy it. And a lot of people enjoy hearing about it. So I'm not going to stop. If you're telling me that I get to poop once a week only, save money on toilet paper, and no longer have any bloat, gas, or indigestion, I will take this life over the other life any day for the rest of my life. Okay. Even if it means I'm getting judged and hated on for it, I will take this life. So remember, now that you're carnivore, your body has shifted from burning carbohydrates to primarily utilizing fat for fuel. So make sure you're getting enough of it to avoid the dreaded carnivore fatigue and, of course, the craving monster. Meal prepping fatty meats and using the salt trick, which is simply just salting your meals a lot more generously with a high quality salt, can work great. But if you're in a pinch, you're busy, you're on the go, relying on a high quality electrolyte supplement can be very helpful. This is the brand that I recommend. It is from Element, and specifically this teal colored box. It is labeled raw unflavored. So this teal colored box never contains any stevia, sugar, or any other additives. Sodium, potassium, and magnesium measured out in the quantities that our body needs. If you're sensitive to store-bought electrolytes, I have also shown you all how to make it yourself in a recent video on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll make sure to link it down below in the description box. But if you're a carnivore that is always in a pinch for time, or you just don't want to go through the trouble of making it, Element is a solid option. This is what the packets look like. Super small and simple. You just rip it up, pour it in whatever you're drinking, mix it up, and drink it down. You're all good to go. You all can get a free sample pack like this, and it does include the raw unflavored. If you go to the URL shown on the screen, drinklmnt.com/SPGAL. Next one, heightened senses, especially smell, hearing, and taste. When I speak to people in person, the first thing that I notice is their breath. If they have bad breath, like that is the first thing that hits me, and it hits me like a rock. Okay. It's just like, oh, and I don't ever want to come off rude when I'm talking to people in person, but like I wish sometimes I didn't have such an acute sense of smell. And even when people wear perfume, they may be just wearing everyday normal amount of perfume, but oh my gosh, I feel like I am being drowned in the smells and the aromas and honestly the stench, because it just smells synthetic to the point where sometimes I leave with a headache. With the heightened sense of hearing, every tiny little sound disrupts my focus. And it's almost like I'm on a limitless pill all the time. Like I am so hyper focused on everything. If I'm in the middle of deep work and then like something keeps vibrating in the distance, it just drives me nuts because my hearing is so sharp and sensitive now. The last thing is my sense of taste. I can't have meat with salt. It is way too salty. I do not enjoy it. I don't need to mask my food with spices and hot sauces and seasonings and herbs and salt. I just want my animal foods plain as can be, preferably raw, like really rarely cooked. So this next point that is kind of an annoyance and a negative side effect is I am now hypersensitive to anything that's not carnivore, and I will react to it and I will see it the next day. So what I mean by that is, and I'll give an example. So I was on a Carnivore cruise. It was amazing for my honeymoon, and it was Dr. Lisa Wiedemann's Carnivore cruise. And there was just one meal. The whole experience was amazing. It was perfect. There was one meal that was very, very, very salted. There was definitely pepper on it, and probably also seed oils because I could taste the seed oils. And the next day, my entire chest and stomach area, like where I'm circling, broke out in a rash. Thank goodness it only lasted no more than 24 hours, but it literally happened the morning after. And so it just goes to show like my body has been living on clean fuel and been so happy and healed for so long that if I were to just stray off even a little bit, I would have to pay for it with either like a rash, a skin flare up, runny nose, itchy eyes, just lower energy than usual. This is my new life, my new reality. I am so free of toxins and irritants, and I am so deep into this lifestyle. 6.5 years of living irritant free. When I do accidentally eat anything that is not carnivore and has plant toxins on it, and yeah, spices are plant toxins to me. They absolutely cause flare ups for me. Then I will have to pay for it. I will have to suffer a little bit. I just have to stick to a really clean carnivore diet to not ever struggle with skin flare ups. Again, I'll trade anything to have this life where I don't have to worry about cystic acne, where I don't have to worry about histamine intolerance and skin flare ups and itchy skin and literally itching my skin until I bleed. Is just another reason where I'm living the same thing, same routine. Boring is good. Okay, so this next point is more like mental health related and self discovery related. So I noticed mostly this year, 2025, I'm, past the 6 year mark. I'm 28. This could also just be me maturing as well. I feel like because I have zero brain fog and I am completely free from my food addiction and constant thoughts about food. What am I going to eat next? Food, 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 eating, eating, eating. I now have so much emotional capacity and mental capacity to think about other things. Any emotion that I'm facing, any past traumas, I am facing right here. Like it is right in front of my face, and there's no hiding it. There is no suppressing it. There is no pushing it away by eating cookies and donuts anymore. And because I choose a life of eating only foods that support me, I truly eat to live. I no longer live to eat. I feel like I am now almost forced to face myself in a way where I never had to before when I was eating carbs and getting to just live life with a filter of brain fog all the time. And so this could be a great thing, but it could also be a very difficult and self revealing journey. And so, for those who maybe have tried to suppress past traumas or difficult situations and memories, you might realize that the longer you are on a carnivore diet where the brain fog lifts, you have all this extra mental capacity and emotional capacity, you start feeling like you are peeling layers of the onion, your onion, one layer at a time, one layer at a time. You're feeling emotions that you've never felt. I think this also has contributed to me truly knowing what I want to be happy and what I am willing to say goodbye to and let go of. I have just naturally become so much more self aware and understanding of what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling what I feel, and reflective. This is just the life of having zero brain fog and inflammation. It's incredible. Again, I'm really not complaining in this video. I'm just trying to see my life for what it is and reflecting just how drastically different it is today versus how it was like 7 years ago when I was deep into my vegan years. So, this last point is just how easily I am infuriated when I go out into the real world. I step into any grocery store, I walk into any shopping mall, I sit down next to any stranger. I am so sorely and frequently reminded of how misled we have been about what is considered healthy. The more that I immerse myself in the real world outside of my home and my little carnivore bubble, the more that I realize how much the system has been lying to us and how misled we all have been. We're just looking at all of the marketing on the cereal boxes and the protein bars and the snacks and the honestly, the keto treats as well. It's all a lie. And it just infuriates me that all of these things and processed foods and these products are being sold to us as if it's going to save our lives, change our health, help us lose weight, give us energy, give us all the protein that we need to fuel our workouts. When I listen to young women having their everyday conversations, complaining about their weight, complaining about how they feel like they need to go back on like a salad diet. I'm trying so hard to not have to listen and keep my mouth shut and not be that carnivore. But it really pains me to see all of these people literally right outside every single day, everywhere, living such unhealthy lives, struggling with their health, being in pain. I just care so much and I want to help people, especially those in my life, loved ones and friends that I care about. I see them struggling with their health. I see them struggling with joint pain. I see them struggling with weight and sugar cravings. And I know the answer. I feel like I know exactly what I can help them to do to overcome all of it. But I don't, because I don't want to be that carnivore or that family member imposing things that this person is just simply not ready to receive and accept. And trust me, they're not ready to go carnivore. They're not ready to even wrap their head around this type of lifestyle. I will just wait for them to come to me. And that truly is my preferred way of helping people, at least in my real life. Now, with that being said, actually, I did want to share that one of my favorite things about being a carnivore content creator, somebody who makes videos and content about a carnivore lifestyle, advocating for it, is to be able to help people hands on directly. So, as you all know, I have a carnivore community. It's called the Steak and Butter Gang, and I've been running and hosting 30-day carnivore challenges for the past 4 or 5 years now, every single month. And I do it with my team of carnivores, coaches, moderators, doctors, experts. It's just an incredible feeling to be able to show up to a community that is willing to go carnivore and to be able to see these people improve their health, change their lives, drop hundreds of pounds is one of the most fulfilling things. I hope you guys found this video insightful, interesting, hopefully not depressing and discouraging. Let me know your thoughts. I always love reading your comments and your reactions and your opinions and your experiences. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much for your support. So before I wrap up, I wanted to shout out something that I have been using religiously every single day. I do this to protect my eyes from blue light, and that is wearing blue light blocking glasses. These are the specific blue light glasses that I love wearing. I also have different styles. You might have seen me wearing it in meetings or live streams. I just love these so much because the moment it starts getting dark outside, wearing these really do protect my eyes from any excess strain, dryness, and tiredness. Wearing these blue blockers also helps my body just unwind and get ready for sleep. Otherwise, my energy is just literally bouncing off the walls all day, every day. So when I want quality sleep, I pop these on and I feel like my eyes can finally wind down and rest. I currently love this style and I've been wearing it more than the Magnum design. This is what it looks like on. I just love the feeling of almost this protective hug for my eyeballs. And it definitely does make a difference in my overall relaxation day to day. And for my biohackers who love to take care of their skin, I've been really loving this Bond Charge red light face mask. And I find that using this mask for just 15 to 20 minutes per night will calm down my skin and soothe it incredibly. If you're interested in any of these awesome biohacking tools I featured, I'll make sure to link them all down below with my discount code SBGAL. You can also check out the website shown on the screen.